Hello, everyone. This is Mystic Storm here to clear the path for a new life with you. I hope you're having a wonderful day, evening, whenever you're catching this. And this is going to be the Moonbeam Astrology. I hardly say that now since I've changed changed the name. This is Moonbeam Astrology. We're going to talk about all things for the new and full moons. This is the Leo new moon that we're on right now, coming up on August 16th. All right. And I'm excited. I hope you all are as well. Okay. Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining in. And yeah, so of course, I have my notes here. We're going to dive into those. All right, I have six insights today that I will share, as well as after I will go into the zodiac signs by element, okay? And yeah, we're going to dive in soon. Let me know how the Lionsgate was for you all. The Lionsgate portal. It was definitely something that I enjoyed. Definitely did some workings, some spell work and things like that, candle magic and things. I also, if you did not see, I'm going to just fade this out. Yeah. Cool. So I also did a Lionsgate portal reading. If you missed that, make sure you check it out. Okay. I actually will go ahead and post the link here if I can get it really quickly. The title of the Lionsgate portal reading is Crossing the Thresholds, okay? So this probably won't make it. I'm posting on multiple platforms, so it's probably only going to post on YouTube, but that's okay. Okay, and Facebook. Okay, cool. So yeah, so make sure you check out that reading. It's more free than these moonbeam astrologies. The astrology for the new and full moons is very structured. I want to make sure you all are understanding what I'm saying about the astrology. Whereas the portal reading, I went in with my crystal ball. I did just a collective reading. It was free. Even did a pick a card at the end. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Okay. And I'll say this weekend was really good. Like I'm just catching you guys up. This weekend was really good. Here in the building that I'm in, the Create Hub here in Nashville had a pop-up market, and it was really good. I even got to meet my mentor for the first time in person. Like, I know I've been my mentor maybe like 2 years. And we finally met in person. And how I found her was on YouTube. I put out the energy. I was like, I want a mentor in this area. And then, all of a sudden I was just researching, on YouTube as I always do, and came across her page. And then I found out she was in the Nashville area, and I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, just working with her has been really good, and just to sit and commune with her was just it was so good. So yeah, I've had a great weekend and ready for this week, ready for this Leo new moon that we're going to get into. And I do want to say I want to bring back the community candles. Okay. If you all want, hey, if no one signs up, that's fine with me. I do the magic regardless. I just try to help y'all out. You know what I'm saying? But since I have this as one of my fixed intention candles. This is love and compassion. Okay, this is for the heart chakra, which is really beneficial for Leo season, Leo full moon. We'll get into a lot of that, what Leo represents and the organs it represents and things like that. So you'll understand why I chose this particular candle. So, love and compassion can be for self love, which I'm currently working on. It can be romantic love, it can be familial, platonic, business, the world, humanity, do as you will, right? But we'll do the love and compassion. I also have intention oils. I want to show this is the self love oil and the uplift, which I believe both of these are in that fixed intention candle that I made. Okay, so yeah, the oils are on the website msbotanica.com. If you're interested in getting it by yourself, it can be used on candles, it can be used on amulets, it can be used on your body, wave your aura, do as you will. Okay. So, all right, we're going to get into the astrology forecast. All right. Yes. So, the Leo new moon is on August 16th. This is the year of 2023. And the numbers, I did the numerology, it broke down to 22 again. Believe the Aquarius full moon. It broke down, or was it the Cancer new moon? I can't remember, but it was one of these recent ones that broke down to 22, and 22 is a master number, so we don't break it down to 4. Okay, we leave it as 22. 22 is the master builder. Okay, the master builder. And what that means is, like, think of it like a divine architect. Like, this is a really great time for you to, and us, to shift and change our lives to create what we want, to call into this physical realm. Okay. A part of the landscape portal reading is choose wisely. Is your choice. You choose what you create here. Okay. That's the beauty of having free will. Just make sure you back it up. Okay. Back it up. Okay. So I have the major arcana references for Leo new moon is obviously the strength card. The strength card has the lion there with the woman or the person, holding the lion, like not afraid of the power of the lion, because the lion and the person, they're one, right? And then since we had got the master builder number 22, I put the fool in the world, okay? Because it's 22 cards in the major arcana portion of tarot, but the fool starts at 0 and the world is 21, which will be 22. So depending on how you look at it, if you start at 0 or start at the fool to the world is 22. If you start at magician, which is number 1, and you'll put the fool at the end, the fool is 22. So this is death and rebirth, right? Completions and new beginnings all around. And it's funny. I went to another spiritual shop. I'm here in Nashville, and I have a shop here. And I went and I was looking at the decks, like I need any more decks. And the world card came out with the Fool in reverse. I said, "Oh, it's completion, but there might be some resistance." I'm talking about for myself, with these new beginnings, because it's so much. is changing. So much is, evolving and shifting, and sometimes it can be a little shaky. I'm thinking about Ralph Smart. It's getting a little shaky, baby. I haven't watched him in so long, but yeah, those are the major arcana references. Hey, big sis. Hey, Felicia. How's it going? Yes. So we talked about the major arcana references. The organs that Leo represents is like the heart, blood pressure, and like blood circulation. Uh, or like, what is this? Orita? I can't pronounce it, but I believe it's like the valves within the heart. Don't quote me on that. All right. But yeah, everything with the heart. So you can understand why I chose the love and compassion, the heart chakra candle for the community service. If you are interested, again, I didn't go into full like how could you sign up. I put it on my website, msbotanica.com. The link is in the description box, and it's donation based. Okay, I did have a minimum of $7. I just opened it up to whatever you can give. Okay, whatever you can give. Just make sure you include your name, your full name, and this will be, you're sending it via Cash App or PayPal. And that information, you'll see it on the banner here, but I also put it, on the website as well. Okay, and then you have until midnight pretty much on the 16th, which is Wednesday. All right. So we talked about the organs. So the chakras that you can work with for the Leo new moon. Of course, we talked about the heart chakra, which is really good because this is the center, of the chakra system that we work with. There are a multitude of chakras that we don't talk about. There's chakras in the hands, there's chakras in the feet, this, and this, and that. But the 7 main chakra points that we talk about up and down the spine, the heart is the center, right? So we want to keep our heart chakra open as possible and tend to it. Okay. Another chakra point that you can work with the Leo new moon is the solar plexus. Okay. Definitely, Leo's energy is associated with the solar plexus. This is right under the heart, so above the navel. This is our will, our drive, our courage. Okay, our intuition, because that gut instinct, right? This is the heart chakra we talked about is green. Solar plexus is yellow. Okay. And then I also put crown on here. And this might be, some people may be like, what? Crown? That's not really associated with that. But yeah, I put crown, baby, because think about the lion. The lion is regal. Okay. Like it's just like mighty and bold, right? So yeah, we have to, and solar plexus has to do with confidence. So of course, crown chakra has to be popping. Okay. Crown chakra has to be popping. So crown chakra you can work with, that's your connection with your higher self, connection with divinity, with the divine consciousness. Come on, tap in. And then that color is associated with purple or white. Okay. And we talked about major arcana in tarot, and I wanted to put the minor arcana as well. Those are like, you think about the court cards, and the minor arcana, I put 8 of wands. 8 of wands. Leo is fire element. 8. Why did I pick 8? I guess 8 because of August. 8 of wands. Yeah, because I couldn't do 22 for the master number. So 8 of wands. So it's fast moving energy. Okay, fast moving energy. What you're wanting to call in, especially with that master builder numerology, you can definitely work on calling this in. But you have to take action, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that because some of that stuff is within my insights. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, I have 6 insights that we'll go over. I'm going to pull up the chart. Okay, so we have the chart here, and I know my logo is blocking that, but that is Pisces in that 8th house energy. So just so you know, and then if you ever want to look at the chart separately, I do have it linked in the description box as well. Okay. So the first insight I have is trust where you are being led and take action courageously. Okay. And it does not have to be forced. I believe, again, we talked about some of this in another video, but it doesn't have to be forced, especially because Leo's energy is associated with masculine energy. It's very, excuse me, yang. It's very yang energy, masculine energy, light energy. But if we do too much of that, of course, we can approach burnout. So think about the 8 of Wands. Yes, it's fast, it's bold, it's phew. After that is 9 of Wands, which is like carrying the weight, the burdens, and then 10 of Wands is just like completely just burnt out, just trying to muster up the strength to get all of this moving together. So it goes very fast, but then that energy starts to slow down and get kind of bogged down. If it's too much masculine energy, think of it that way. So again, it does not have to be forced, but you have to take action. Sometimes yes, nothing comes before its time. My mother says this all the time. Nothing comes before its time. And that has to do with astrology too. Sometimes like it's just you might be working, you know, there might be some opposition or like clashing into it, where it might be certain energy might come about where it could be more easy flowing for you to do it. That's great. Um, but also it's taking action, and action again doesn't have to be um, hard. It can be planning, doing more efficient planning. Also, in the world of AI, in the world of AI, we can, do things a little bit more. We don't have to really use too much of our time. Our time can be, you know, cut in half or even more than that by using AI or what Chat GTP, which side note, I got some read some articles. I didn't read the articles, I read the headlines um about hackers um doing something with Chat GTP, and the government was allowing it or helped them out with it, which was interesting. It's a lot going on in the world right now, and uh yeah, that's why I was like, we're just gonna go make sure we good. 'Cause I don't even want to get into that. That's way too much going on there. But yes, the first one. Trust where you are being led and take action courageously. And I got this from the Sun and Moon conjunction, um, which creates the new moon, and that's in the first house, okay? And then also with Venus retrograde conjunct the sun and the moon, right? And also conjunction with Black Moon Lilith, um, and Leo in the first house. So going back to the Fool card and the World card in tarot, major new beginnings, right? Because Leo's in the first house, right? The ascendant is there too. So everybody collectively we're giving off big Leo energy, right? Big Leo energy. This is a time to what? Shine bright. Shine bright. Not dimming your light for anybody. Whatever you desire, whatever you love to do, you go out and do it, right? This You are supported, especially during this season. All right. If you want to just write some things down to plan for, the upcoming few months or towards the end of the year, do that and then come back to it. Don't forget about it, but making sure you plan during this time and making sure you go after what you want. Um, some people may be a little aggressive, and that's okay. You know, um, of course, being mindful of others. That's why we have the love and compassion candle. But how does your aggression look? Like, especially if you've been playing small, you know, a lot, or you try to overcompensate for other people because you want to be inclusive, but you're also not being fully authentic to yourself. Okay. So keeping all of that in mind. What are your desires? Tap into that. This is also a great time for your appearance. If you wanted to change up your look, your style, things like that, you might experiment with that. You might look into things, research some things, especially like permanent changes. I will look into that because, especially since Venus is in retrograde, you might change your mind, after it's all said and done. So keep that in mind. But this is a great time, for especially health and fitness. I feel like if you're wanting to start a better health routine, fitness routine, really get that discipline going, jumpstart that, that's really good. Okay. Um, you might gradually start decreasing your substance intake, right? Things like that. Really trying to like get back to self, right? So that's the first one. We're gonna go into the second one. I said work through fears, doubt, insecurities about what people may think about your shift in identity. Okay. So as we're moving through this Leo new moon energy, as we're, especially we're shining back, because what comes after this, we're going into Virgo season where we might analyze and try to get things together and how we can show up in the world. Then we're going into that the fall. That's in the darker half of the season. Well, this shift in identity, you're being who you are. And a lot of the reasons why we aren't authentic is because we are afraid what society may think, what our parents, our family may think, our friend group, or a certain demographic may think. Now, when I say this, okay, remember love and compassion, humanity, okay? Because the opposition or the sister sign of Leo is Aquarius, okay? One love, all for one, all right? I ain't saying it like that. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not even going to say what I'm thinking, but, I'm not supporting um, disempowering other people or groups of people or anything like that. Okay. I do believe in justice and activism, yes, especially when a said group are disempowering other people in order to make them look be big, or for them to shine a light. You don't have to step on nobody's toes or disempower another group in order to be seen. I don't like that. I don't like it. Okay. So this is why we need to work through these fears, right? Through these doubts, these insecurities, right? In this shift in identity, because some people may be projecting onto you how they feel like you should be, or you might be on the other side. You may be projecting this thing onto other people, trying to, in order to step up into your, platform or your light, or, being out there. You feel like you have to, you know, talk about other people or bring down other people in order to make you feel, seen. You don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Being 10 toes down, being who you are, being authentic, just being open is going to help you with that. So not changing or morphing, transforming into the person that you are wanting to be, destined to be, is all you need to do is to shine bright. Okay. But when you get into those, maybe what we can say lower vibrational energies of fears and doubts and shame and guilt and all that stuff, how can we bring that back to courage? When you catch yourself in this, how can you, change that energy? How can you can even think about, why did I get here? Like, why am I thinking about this? Okay, this could be from a past situation. Okay, that's not the person that I'm trying to embody. That's not who I am anymore. I'm walking in newness and leaving that behind. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of like zero fucks given at the same time, but also not trying to mess up what anybody else got going on at the same time. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. So that's coming from Venus retrograde in Leo in the first house, squared with Uranus and Taurus in the 10th house, right? That has to do with like how we're being seen in the world. 10th house energy has to do with our reputation, our recognition, our public image, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. So now I feel like I'm talking really fast. So I'm like, now we're going into the third aspect or third insight. I wrote, be prepared to think outside the box when it comes to elevating your business, career, self-worth, love, and appearance. Okay. Um, Adding your charm to attract and being confident in doing so. Okay. So that's also interesting. Okay, this is also with Venus retrograde in Leo in the first house, squared with Jupiter and Taurus in the 10th house. So in this season, especially with Venus being retrograde, um, the zodiac signs that rule over Venus is Taurus as well as Libra. So think about Taurus energy has to do with our money, has to do with our career, has to do with our finances, everything that we value, our habits, things that we want to like indulge in. So as since Venus has slowed down, this gives us time to think, to ponder on what we want to do in order to go forward in life, right? And with Jupiter in the 10th house in Venus's sign, Taurus, that expansion energy is there, right? In order for us to grow and build upon Master Builder 22 in numerology. So However, yes, there is a square, there is some obstacles and some challenges there. So this is why it's also having us think outside the box, and also us it's kind of giving a little bit of the Uranus energy too. Uranus is in Taurus as well, as you can see in the 10th house, and Uranus has been there for quite some time. It's working on Taurus, it's tending to Taurus, because Taurus is a fixed sign. Okay. With that fixed energy here, sometimes we can get bogged down and stuck in routine. Okay. But this is why Venus retrograde is here to uproot and let us see, like, hey, this is not really working how I want it to. Okay. What can I do better? How can the business be structured in a different way? How am I showing up in relationships? Because this ain't working. This ain't working. And in order to elevate, in order to grow, in order to evolve, something needs to change. And with change comes chaos, comes tension, comes obstacles. Okay. And we have to be confident, also a little witty, and how we want to approach these new structures. I will say it like that, new structures. I also put an appearance in here as well, because yeah, love and beauty is what Venus is about. And I said, adding your charm to attract, and being confident in doing so. This could be challenging in itself to um, individuals that may have um, deep insecurities about their appearance. All right. So this is, if that is so, I would say, yeah, how can you not like trick your mind, but in a sense, yeah, I would like reinforce your your beliefs on how you feel or how you look, right? Sometimes, thinking about that inner self-talk. All right. You know how sometimes we look in the mirror, we're like, oh my gosh, this doesn't look good, or this and that. Oh, I feel like this, and you know, whereas, you know, when people look at us, head on, they don't see what we see, because we look at ourselves like with a fine tooth comb, because this is who we are every day, you know, day in and day out. This is who we are. So I would say you can start there. You can think about anytime the inner critic comes up, I would say, hey, this is okay. Like, but this is me, and I love me, and I love my body. I am beautiful. I am confident. You know, uh, putting that kind of like nurturing, mothery type feeling onto your appearance. And that mother type of energy, that nurturing, attentive type energy can be used in all of this, right? Think about like your business or your career. You're working on a project or something, that's your baby at that given point in time. Your business is your baby. Your self-worth, you are working and tending to the inner child. Your child, you're mothering yourself in the process. And even though I'm talking about the mother archetype, this is not just exclusively for women, okay? This can be for males. So you have to nurture that part of you, right? Nurture that part. All right. So that's what I have for the third aspect. We're gonna get into the fourth insight. I keep saying aspect, but it's insight. This is evaluate Okay, evaluate your emotions to detect limiting beliefs about your self worth in all aspects of life. So I kind of segued into that, right? Talking about like the inner critic and thinking about, why is this happening? How can you, shift that perspective? How can you work through, work through some of those challenges? It's not going to be smooth and easy. It's not a trine um aspect in astrology, even though we do have this beautiful, beautiful grand trine energy, which I'll get to in a later insight. But yeah, evaluate your emotions to detect limiting beliefs about your self-worth in all aspects of life. When we think about our self-worth sometimes, and this could just be, me, but I've seen it when I do readings and I do coachings and this like that. When we think of self-worth, we just kind of put it on just loving ourselves. But our self-worth, it spews out in everything, because if we have low self-worth, we will put up with anything from people. We will take the low paying job. We will, we would let people walk over our boundaries, things like that. So it's bigger than the self, even though it has to do with self, right? So so anytime, okay, with the inner critic, I put like replace with optimism, hope, faith, and positive affirmation. So it's funny because um with these notes, I wrote them, I think I put the date on here. I think it was uh the second of the month. So this is my first time going, back over this, talking to you all. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I like how it's flowing. So I got this insight from the sun and moon in Leo in the first house, squared with Uranus in Taurus in the 10th house. Okay, still talking about that energy. Okay, so the fifth insight that we'll talk about is we're going to talk about cognitive dissonance. Okay, cognitive dissonance will be exposed, and we will be forced to look at the reality of certain situations. So it's like changes into daily habits to achieve goals. Ooh, crippling anxiety can stunt growth. If you knew you would be supported, what do you do? Those are some things I put here. So, like with the cognitive dissonance, like an example, like you want to be, you're concerned about your health, however, you're smoking cigarettes, but you just kind of, put that in the back burner. Like, this reminds me when I was little, I was going to a physical therapy appointment with my mom, and then someone was jogging and smoking at the same time. Jogging and smoking a cigarette at the same time. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of counter productive, but to each his own. That's cognitive dissonance, right? So in this energy, we're being forced to look at what we're doing, look and really kind of taking off the rose-colored glasses and looking at ourselves like, what can I do better? You know. So this is going to force us to change our habits. Um, and then also, yeah, I'm like, why did I put crippling anxiety stunts growth? Hmm. Maybe the anxiety, because uh, anxiety is about the future, right? Depression is more about the past. Um, when we think about anxiety, as far as we needing to change, you probably, that kind of ties into the limiting beliefs. Like if you want to change, yourself for the better, but you're like, but I can't, or you're putting all this negative connotation, or again, limiting belief that you have on yourself, and that's why we need to evaluate those, right? So the aspect here that I got that from was um this is Mercury conjunct Mars, and that's in Virgo, yeah, in the second house. That's opposition with Neptune retrograde in Pisces in the eighth house. Okay. So we're being, kind of forced to change. Change is kind of like you think about those stories where people say God, or the universe, however you want to say it, intervened in this situation because I knew I couldn't do it on my own. I didn't want to see it. You know, I know I've been there. So I know, some of us may have been there too. It's just like, yeah, it's like we're forced to take a good look at reality. That's what Neptune retrograde is doing at this time. Yeah, everything that maybe feel good, in the moment, you're like, no, or escaping, just escaping your day to day. Is it in a healthy way? you know have to think about some of those things, but that is transforming our inner world and our outer world, for sure. Okay. Yes, Felicia. Smoking and jogging. Smoking and jogging. I was like, okay, hun, do what you do. I also wrote, once there is acceptance, it will be easier to commit to a lifestyle change. Okay. Like once we accept our reality, accept where we are right now, love ourselves in all of, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. This is love in the shadow. Self-work or self-worth, but it's self-work, uh, self-love, all that stuff, inner child work has to do with embracing the shadow self, right? And when I say shadow self, think about the skeletons in your closet. Think about what you hide from the world, what you may be shameful of, you know, um, accepting and loving, nurturing, mothering that part of you, to bring that aspect into a more whole, holistic part of you. Okay. And that's coming from the aspect of Neptune retrograde and Pisces in the eighth house. This is sextile with Pluto retrograde in Capricorn in the sixth. Okay. So the transformation. So once we kind of wake up to it, it's the waking up part and like actually like saying, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. After that, we're supported. Universe is like, let's go. We got it. We're gonna work towards this. And it's gonna be good. We're gonna tend to our garden. Think about that, our garden. All right. All right. So, and then now we're going to talk about the grand trine energy. This is the sixth insight that I wanted to bring up. This is grand trine energy sets us up to integrate this new way of life with groundedness, persistence, and consistency. Mm. Consistency is key. Okay. The grand trine energy right now is giving me emperor vibes. It's definitely giving me emperor vibes. Like, it's that discipline, it's that focus, it's that I ain't backing down for nothing because I know where I'm trying to go. I gotta go in mind. Yeah, I might, take some time to rest and stuff, but I'm back on it. I got a schedule. I gotta go. I'm hitting the target. I'm not gonna miss. I'm not gonna miss. Right? So this is in like career, money, finances, health, like daily habits and routines, our reputation, branding, services, and other long-term goals. Okay. So this is a few aspects because we're talking about the grand trine. All right. So we got we have um Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury retrograde conjunct Mars in Virgo in the second house, trine with Uranus in Taurus in the 10th house. That's also trine with this is Pluto. Yeah. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn in the 6th house. And from Pluto retrograde there is going back to that Mercury retrograde conjunct Mars. So I know y'all see that square right off in there. Yeah. So that's the second house energy. And that's the 10th house energy and the 6th house energy. Okay. Second house energy is Taurus, which is Venus's energy, right? This is money, finances, career, your habits. 10th house energy is Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn's energy has to do with our long-term goals. This has to do with our services, our reputation. Also thinking about the father archetype, right? Our authority or parental things. This is Saturn. Lessons, right? There's going to be some tough consequences that we all may have to face, especially in regards to career. Just sidetracking. I've just been hearing a lot of like people losing their jobs lately, you know? So, but take that as okay, there's something, this happened for a reason. Why, you can think about the whys and the whys and the whys, accept the part that you played and keep going, right? But then we also have, we talked about the 10th house, which was Capricorn's energy. And we have the 6th house. 6th house is Virgo's, right? Virgo's energy. And you can see how each one, the second house has Virgo in it, right? Then we go, which the second house is Taurus. Then we go to the 10th house that has Taurus in it, right? And 10th house has to do with Capricorn. Then we go to the 6th house that Capricorn is in, and it's Virgo. I hope that's making sense because Felicia showed it. Just say, that's a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. Yes. So with the 6th house, yeah, that has to do with your service. What do you want to give to the world? This is also just thinking and analyzing. This has to do with health and fitness, getting our act together. This is really setting us up for those new beginnings that we want, that big Leo energy. Whatever you're wanting to do, go after it, shine bright. It's like I'm thinking of the card in the Work Your Light Oracle. It's the card Leap. And it says, you go first. Spirit got you. Or the universe got you. So it's up to us to courageously take those steps forward towards our dreams, towards our goals, towards our manifestations. We got this. We got this. And I put, key thing to implement is mindfulness to work through mental and emotional barriers. Okay. So as we're going through this process, and when I say mindfulness, I know it's deeper, definitions of this, but think about just evaluating your inner dialogue, being in the present moment. If you're in a state of like mental fog and you're really in your head, taking a moment, take a deep breath. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm sitting down. Right now, I see a salt lamp ahead of me. I have a notebook here. I'm going to do this right now and just keep going and focusing on the breath as I'm doing a certain project or a task or something like that. Okay. So I hope that helps. Yes, Felicia. She said she's stepping into improving her health. Yes, I love that. Me too. Me too. I've been meal prepping and doing Pilates, a few times a week. And yeah, I've been pretty consistent with that for the past, I would say, month or so. And yeah, like I'm glad to see that the energy supports it, because sometimes I'll be like, that was me before. But I'm glad that you're working on improving your health as well. Yep, the energy supports it. Beautiful. So I'm going to talk about the planetary shifts till we get to that super blue moon in Pisces at the end of the month. Okay. So we have Mercury retrograde. Dun, 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 right? Mercury retrograde is coming up. We currently have Venus retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, Chiron retrograde. It's a lot going on, right? And then we're going to get Mercury retrograde back in this boy. That begins, we're currently in the shadow period, but it begins on August 23rd and it will go back direct on September 15th. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought of something, because especially like with Venus retrograde, as far as like relationships and things like that, a lot of people broke up during Venus retrograde. And then with Mercury retrograde, it's kind of like maybe you'll have that talk, things are going. And I'm thinking like that because of the date. I'm getting my dental work done on the 23rd, and I had to ask my ex to take me. So I was like, oh, Mercury retrograde. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so just be mindful of that. But yes, Felicia said, slow down, slow down, slow down. Don't make any rash decisions right now. Okay? Slow down. Talk it out. Forgiveness does not uh it's not equivalent to gaining or regaining access. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right. So then we after the same day as Mercury retrograde begins, the sun also enters Virgo. All right. And then after that, the next day, the 24th of August, we have the second quarter moon in Sagittarius, right? And then on the 27th, we have Mars entering into Libra. And then, oh my goodness. And then now we have Uranus retrograde. Uranus retrograde begins on the 28th of August. And then we have the Pisces super blue moon on the 30th. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. I'm like, wow. It's a lot going on. Oh, goodness. So, yes. So that's what we have leading up to that. Hope y'all enjoyed the insights here. We're gonna get into the zodiac reading soon. I'm going to relight up and refresh because I can feel like my head, especially I don't have on the head wrap. So I need to make sure I light it back up, get some incense going, clear the energy. And take this off. Remove this. Yes. All right. So I want to let y'all know when what the order of the of how I want to do the zodiac readings. So we are in Leo season, so I got to do the fire signs first. Shout outs to my Leos. Then we're gonna get into the earth signs next. Virgo, y'all coming up. So shout out to y'all. Then we're gonna go into the air signs, all right, and then water. Okay. So I did put a note on here to make sure I write the timestamps down, because so I can put them in as soon as the live is over, because I forget sometimes. So the question is, what I put is, what area of life do we need to reevaluate and be bold in? I am going to use the tea leaf oracle, and we'll go from there. I'm just not getting the burn that I want. It's not going. That's why I got the protector aura spray. Okay. We're gonna get into, I said fire signs first. Fire sign, and then where's my? I do the timestamps. Okay. So fire signs, the numerology that I did for you all, it broke down to 6. Okay. So think about 6 of wands. This is like recognition and rewards and all those good things. I feel like, you're finally stepping into this new stage, or even if people aren't necessarily giving you your accolades, you giving it to yourself, and like you're not really concerned too much about outside validation, because you already know that what you've done is great, So Aries, you're in the first house, Aries energy. So this has to do with maybe new beginnings for you. Fire on fire, because Leo's in the first house. Think about that. So it's just like you really about to be just bold with it and having that energy. You might be a little forceful, at this time. And I said that that's okay. You might just be going hard, and you're working on yourself or tending to your business or your career. Just really focus. Just remember, do not step on anybody's toes. Just try to be mindful. Again, love and compassion. Love and compassion. All right. Leos, your ninth house. This is Sag energy. So you might be in a state of where you want to like really just deep dive and study, brush up on your skills. You also may want to travel. You know, you want to plan a trip, or you are on a trip. Um, yeah, definitely it's time to have fun, but also I'm really hearing like foreign land. So you might want to go somewhere that you haven't before, you know, or research about the country before you travel. Or the connection to you traveling has to do with like deeper diving into like your, like you could say, spirituality, or like your faith, or even like helping you in your like your skill set. This is like higher learning. So say this could be you're traveling to Costa Rica for a conference in your business so you can learn, or you might be stepping into a teacher role or a mentoring role, Leos, you know. And then we have Sag as fifth house. Fifth house energy is Leos. So you're really tapping into like your inner child and your creativity and sharing your gifts and being out there and being fun, and just not taking life so seriously as you could sometimes, Sag. Okay. So I pulled some cards, and the card we have courage, a journey, either physical or mental. Okay. Because that kind of ties into Leo, because I said like like you're going traveling. This could also be like a trip. Like you think about astro travel, or like going on a trip if you're, taking shrooms or things like that. So like a journey, either physical or mental. Then we have pineapple, reconciliation, sweetening up. Like you may be visiting someone and you may have to have a conversation. Again, Mercury retrograde is coming up. Or this could just be when I think about pineapples, I just think about like sensual indulgence, like just really taking time for self, right? And just enjoying the sweetness of life, right? And then we have funnel, a period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Okay. And then we have barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Okay. That's interesting. How it's like we're taking a journey. Yes, things are going to be sweet, but also it's like sweet and salty. I'm thinking about the Sour Patch kids. First they're sour, then they're sweet. It's kind of giving that in reverse. Like, so everything may, be good in the beginning, but there might be, again, some challenges, some obstacles, but there's lessons into that. And I think we talked about thinking outside the box when it comes to, I forgot what I said. Hold on. Yeah, be prepared to think outside the box when it comes to elevating your business, career, self-worth, love, and appearance. So, yeah, I was talking about business, putting this all together. So, even though when you think about a funnel, like everything seems good in the beginning, it's very open. But as you get concentrated, as you get fixated on it, as you're, trying to narrow things down, it's going to be the flow of energy, the flow of how things were going is going to slow down. right? And this period of frustration may be very well tied to the retrogrades. As Felicia said, slow down, slow down. And that's what the funnel is trying to do, right? But in the midst of, a slowing down of fire signs, to say you may feel like something's lacking, and this could be, and this is all Venus energy, right? Love, money, goals, like the habits you have. This is Venus's energy. So how can you reconcile within yourself? How can you reconcile within yourself to work through these, right? Ooh, how are you willing to put in the change or be the change you want to see, in the world? And it's funny because at the base, this is the mule. It says someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Okay, so we can put that one here with the barrel, with the frustration. So fire signs, this could be a person, someone that you're wanting to work things out with the pineapple, with the reconcile, or this could be you as far as you traveling or you traveling on this journey of life. Think about it like that. Rectifying with parts of yourself. We talked about the self-love and doing the shadow work as well. So that could be what it's time to. All right. But I want to pull from this Star Codes Astro Oracle as well to close you out, because this one is kind of, I feel like, do I need to pull some more for this? I don't I don't think so. Like, it's a lot going on. It's like everything, the journey, okay, everything might be sweet in the beginning, but there might be some challenges. You might feel like some things are lacking, but what are you going to do in order to make things happen or make things move, right? Yes, it might be frustrating that things may not be working in your favor right now, or things may be slow, but what can you do to plan ahead? Everything that we kind of talked about in the beginning, right? So this is the final message here for my fire signs. That's one card, Spirit. One card. Thank you. Descendant, invitation. Descendant has to do with relationships. Okay. The descendant definitely has to do with relationships, what type of partner or relationships, people that you would like in your corner, people that you want to invite into your life, right? So this is something that you may want to re-invite someone back into your life. Um, mm. And if you do that, I think about the patterns. The patterns. Are they willing to change, or are you willing to change? And know that you can only, tend to yourself in this predicament. And if you do some of the work, and the other person isn't necessarily doing it, we probably need to have a come to Jesus moment, and work through that. But yeah, it's definitely giving relationships hard times. This could be it could be financial issues within love, or this could be business. It's different different scenarios for different people, right? So don't try to make it fit, but if you could think about an aspect of life, again, this is love, money, which could be business, or your job, things like that, and just your goals too. Like, what, and it doesn't have to be um a really big, meaningful relationship too. This could be a fitness instructor or some people that you go out with, you know, to go to a class or something like that. This can be like the relationship you have for them. Thinking about the meaningful connections that you have. Do you want these people in your corner? Can you see them? Ooh, take going the long haul with you, right? And they could be very much so. It's just a time right now where it's it's just time to work through those. This is giving a lot of Saturn's energy, like with the lessons to be learned. And the barrel, I'm thinking about like crabs in the barrel, fire signs. So it's like, how can you, instead of like so much, this kind of is on stepping on somebody's toes in order to try to make it. But the crabs, when they do that, they can't get out. They can't get out because they're not working on teamwork, right? So how can you, bring that into perspective in a certain relationship in your life? Okay. But even though reconciliation is here, even if y'all kind of fall out, it's all right. So comment air sign. I mean, excuse me. You might be talking to an air sign. But fire signs, let me know how you liked it. I do like to read the comments. You can even leave a pineapple emoji. You can leave me a pineapple emoji. Okay. All right. I'm going to get into the earth signs next. Earth signs. Okay, earth signs. This is your reading. This is your message here for the Leo new moon. So the number that broke down for you was 6 again. Well, 6 fire signs had 6. You have 6 as well. So this has to do with, think about 6 of Pentacles, right? So 6 of Pentacles in tarot has to do with like charity. It has to do with also like equal give and take, understanding that you can be on either side of the spectrum. This has to do with compassion as well, I would say, is too. Like, and then it's like, think about, are you on the receiving, like which end are you on? Are you in the giving or receiving end? Which one do you have difficulties with? And how can you open yourself up to reciprocate that energy in a way that you don't necessarily always do? All right. So the first card out, earth signs, is forest, benefiting with you, earth signs, but it says muddled, unclear thinking. All right. Then we have lily, spiritual love, torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. We have kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. And then the dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. All right. All right. All right. So I feel like right now, earth signs, there might be a lot going on, like mentally. And you might have a lot of ideas, or you might even have like a mental block or like creative blocks, right? The lily is kind of giving me like devotion, like devoting yourself to what you love. Like that's the spiritual love, right? This could be an actual person, or this can be something that you love to do. And then the torch is, it's a guiding light to where you're being called. Spiritually, where are you being called? Where is spirit guiding you to go? You know, Are you willing to take that path? Are you willing to go through the forest too? The torch within the forest. This could also represent the shadow self. Thinking about it that way. Going into the shadows. This is also giving me big hermit mode energy. Hermit mode energy. I didn't even say the houses. Taurus, the 12th house has to do with the subconscious, the darkness, right? It has to do with endings. It has to do with limiting beliefs and karma. All right. Virgo, you're in the 8th house, which has to do with death and transformation and rebirth. And also think about like inheritance, like what you're getting back, or also thinking about debts. This could be like karmic debts as well. And then Capricorns, you have the 4th house, which is Cancer's energy. It's you really tapping into that self-care, really thinking about your family. You might be having family issues at this time too. And also connecting with ancestors. Capricorns, this will be really good for you, especially with the lily and the torch. Your ancestors maybe want us to guide you somewhere, so working with your ancestors could be really good. All right. And then we have the kangaroo. Unsettled times need to plan. So we talked about that as far as taking the steps you need to do where you're being led, and doing that courageously, right? And I said it doesn't have to be forced, and you can plan, right? So as spirit is guiding you, right, into this uncharted territory with the forest, it could be a little rocky. It can be a little chaotic, as we say, especially with change. Change is not transformation. Like all of that is not pretty. It's not pretty. But this might be just a time to plan, right? And that's the action, planning. All right. Again, I'm gonna put Felicia's comment here again. Retrogrades equal slow down. Okay. So if you take this time to slow down and plan and implement those steps into the physical realm, dolphin baby, dolphin. Financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. Okay, so kangaroo is going to help you get to the dolphin, get to that success, right? Spirit is going to guide you. So that lily, following what you love, that spiritual love, where you're being guided is going to bring you prosperity for sure. Y'all didn't tell me. This still say fire signs, earth signs. Thank goodness I put the timestamps on today, because it would have not been correct if I did it that way. I'm gonna do the final message here. Ooh, earth signs, we got Taurus. All right, and it says cultivate. Cultivate. Look how beautiful that is. Cultivate. So I'm gonna cultivate your environment, cultivate your space, right? Yeah. It's just time to create. And it's kind of, I'm hearing like going back to the drawing board for sure. For sure. I love that. I love that. But even then, Taurus has to do with money, right? And we talked about the financial gain. So that's just further saying like, hey, this might be a time of uncertainty right now, but if you follow the guidance that spirit is telling you, all will be well. And you plan ahead and implement that, right? All will be well. All right. All right, Earth signs. I hope you enjoyed. Comment. I love to read the comments. Leave me a dolphin. Leave me a dolphin. I love it. I love it. Yes. Cultivate. I love that. So we're going to get into the air signs. Make sure I change it over. Look, I was trying to make sure I did the timestamps, and I forgot to do the banners, but it's okay. 21. Okay. All right, air signs. This is your reading. So the numerology breaks down for the houses here is 3. Ooh, so 3 of swords. I think we got this the last time, air signs. 3 of swords. So you may still be working through some heartache. You know, Leo has to do with heart too, so and blood pressure. So you may want to make sure that your blood pressure, make sure you know keeping that checked. Make sure your stress levels are lower, and things like that. Maybe watch your salt intake. Okay, and then also, yeah, with the heart, yeah, just keep tending to the heart and being open to the healing process and being mindful of your thoughts during this time, for sure. Gemini, you're in the 11th house. 11th house is Aquarius energy. So there might be some heartaches, some disappointments and things like that around friendships, right? Libra, this is you're in your sign, 7th house. So this has to do with like relationships just in general. So you might be working through some difficulties within relationships, trying to, maybe mend relationships as well. And then Aquarius, we have 3rd house, which this is like kind of like really just tending to your mind and maybe working on like your communication and how you show up, how you stand up for yourself in said relationships. And yeah, being mindful, especially of your thoughts during this time of woundedness. Okay. So we have November signs. November. This month may be significant to you. You may, this is what is, was it Scorpio? Who's November? Was Scorpio, Libra, are you on in November too? Libra, Scorpio? Yeah. Or Scorpio, Sagittarius. I think it's Scorpio and Sagittarius. So it may be, we're talking, or this might be in relations to a Scorpio or Sagittarius. Yeah. Mm. And then, the number 11 could be significant if I didn't say that. Or the season, which is fall. Think about like we're going into like the shadow aspect. I keep talking about shadow work. So if you get in the 3 of swords, especially, that would make sense of why you would maybe work with the shadow a little bit more. So we have Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Okay. Maybe you've already tried to speak to this person. Maybe you've seen this person's true colors and you're like, well, I just can't do it. Like, yeah, it may have hurt you in no sense. So now you're wanting to, set up boundaries for that. We have a younger woman dealings or relationships with the younger woman. So this could be the rooster in this aspect, or this may be you as a person, or like tending to your inner child, right? That young child, the younger woman. And then we have dagger, fear, worry, fear, worries, and tense situations, right? We talked about trying to communicate and talk to people. Like it's maybe difficult to talk to this person because of you don't know how they'll show up. But at the same time, I was going to say, you can only do the best that you can. But as long as say your piece, speak your piece. That's all you can do. And then we have yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. All right. Feeling tied down or frustrated. So your fears and your worries about this situation is what's bogging you down. Because Three of Swords can also be anxiety too. You may be anticipating your you talking to this person. And think about November is the fall season. What does fall do? We release, we let go. We're leaving something behind. Rooster is, rooster and young woman. This just because this is young or younger woman doesn't mean that this person is necessarily younger than you. They may be acting younger than you. Okay. This is more like think about maturity level. Okay. So the dagger here with the Three of Swords makes sense. And with you feeling tied down, it's just like you just have to end, you just kind of have to dead the situation and just be open to new beginnings. Be open to the newness without them, because if you're feeling weighted now, this conversation just completely just taking your power back and leaving this person alone is going to make you feel more relieved. At the base of the deck, I will say, is April. What's April? March, April, so that's four. Four may be significant. April is springtime, so that's the rebirth. Think about it that way. So we go from leaving things alone, letting things go, letting things die. This whole situation, it will bring you a sense of rebirth. Okay? I can dig it. I can dig it. So we're going to get into the final message, air signs. Well, all right. Comment. I love to read the comments. Leave me. None of these I really want to give. If I have to choose the dagger, give me a sword but we're gonna use it as like an acme and cut the situation. All right. But the final message is solar flares. Solar flares, and this is activate. Right. I feel like this is telling for the summer. This summertime, it was extremely hot, right? But it's activations, right? Sun codes, light codes, right? So with this activate, I feel like releasing this heaviness is an opening up for the new, for that rebirth, right? With the April, I feel like it's going to open you up to allow you to get more, light codes, more downloads from spirit, more energy, right? More activation for you to actually put your energy towards something that's meaningful to you, right? Because the fears, the worries, the yoke feeling tied down, that's a lot of energy that's stagnant, that needs to be released. But once let this go, remove this, call your energy back, do a return to sender, whatever you got to do. This is that shine bright with the solar flares. People gonna feel the heat. It's time for them to feel the heat, because so much they try to diminish you, diminish your light, Nah, shine bright. Let them feel it. Let them feel it. Maybe you're the boastful person that they should not cross. But it's kind of like, who poked the bear? Take it as you will, air signs. Oh, all right. We're gonna go into the final final reading. Okay, water signs. This is your reading. All right. The numerology that I got for you is 9. Ooh, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. I love that. That's just emotional fulfillment, wishes granted, all the way around, right? Just love, harmony, just the emotional stability, all of that. All right. Lucrative, think about income, all of that. I want those. Get them more precise. Thank you. All right. Okay. Cancer, you're in the 10th house, which is Capricorn's energy. This has to do with, like, I'm hearing, of course, I would say long-term goals, but this is like your career, right? So that is long-term goals, right? Or like, what are you wanting to bring here? What are you wanting to do? What do you want to see your life as, right? This is manifestations, right? And then we have Scorpio is the 6th house. This is Virgo's energy. All right, this is like being of service, Scorpio. How can you be of service, or how has service been to you? Maybe you feel like the service that you're getting is unjust, right? And you want to make sure that you're getting, you're fulfilled in a area, So I'm thinking about like benefits, as far, especially like within your job, like making sure your benefits package is to your liking. That's for some. And then for Pisces, we have the 2nd house, which is Taurus's energy. Taurus, has to do with money. So this could be like, this might be an increase of money coming your way, Pisces, especially if you're putting in, consistency. We talked about that, being consistent in your goals. Taurus energy is Venus, so just love, appearance, all of that. We can even sneak some health in there, because appearance and beauty, it kind of ties in together, right? So yeah, just all around, this is fulfillment, which is granted. What you desire is yours, right? When it comes to career, when it comes to being of service, when it comes to money and beauty and love. Okay. But the first card out, water signs, I ain't gonna lie, bingo. All right, it says warning you of a problem either now or in the future. Okay, so, and what it's pointing to is January. This can be a Capricorn or an Aquarius. Okay, or this could just be, number one, could be significant to you, or maybe you need to, everything might be good right now, or you're prepping for stability more in January. Okay. So think about winter time, that's barren, it's a barren season. So this might be a time to really plan ahead to make sure you have enough to sustain you through the winter. Okay. And I got a hidden card. I didn't see that. But we have wealth and wealth. Okay, that was underneath. Okay, so wealth can be second house, 10th house energy, which Cancer, Pisces had, right? And it's warning you. So again, finances may get a little may be a little tight. And it's funny because I'm like, wishes fulfilled, wishes granted. So even though this might be an issue, maybe now or in the near future, you're going to get out of that. And I will tell you more once I go to the other cards. But well, is family wishes come true. All right. Family wishes come true. So this could be like setting up generational wealth. Maybe this is on your mind, water signs. All right. How you're showing up. So that way you're, setting up for your family. And then we have, okay, I got you. Archway. Archway is new opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up. So even though again it was a warning, new opportunities. So January is a harsh month. You got Capricorn and Aquarius energy, which the ruler is Saturn. Saturn does not play. Saturn will shake things up and show you what's going on so that way you can course correct for the new, the rebirth, right? This is springtime, right? And then what does this look like? Springtime. I don't know why I'm putting I'm putting a card towards the microphone, like oh, but archway, all right. And it's saying new opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up. So again, even though there might be a financial pinch or something going on with the money is not going on, or like value, we can talk wealth. Health is wealth. Come on now, sixth house energy, Scorpio. Yeah, yeah. The family wishes come true. The things are opening up. This is portal energy. Think about the Lions Gate we just went through. And then just know the frustrations and the problems that's going on. It's a temporary situation with the tent. It's temporary. Temporary. And maybe through this problem, knowing that you can't really, or you don't have to, excuse me, you don't have to do this all on your own. And you might want to get some advice from a friend, a mentor, or, or get a reading or something. Getting advice from a friend, a dog barking. All right. So yeah, I like that. Water signs, especially me as a Pisces moon. For sure, for sure. So there might be some issues going on, but things are going to be opening up soon. And that's why that overall 9 of Cups is here for you. That's wishes fulfilled, wishes granted. Even we have the hidden card. Well, family wishes come true. I'm even hearing like a slight ringing in my ear. Did y'all see that? The lights, the power just went off and just flickered in the whole building. I heard a whoosh. Okay, spirit. Okay. So it's like a reboot. Think of it that way. Your life is about to be rebooted. Okay. All right. We're gonna get to the final message, water signs. I love to read the comments, y'all. Leave me a bag of money. A bag of money. Aquarius, collaborate. There's that January energy here with the Aquarius. We talked about Saturn. Saturn's peeking in the back here. Also collaborate with the dog barking. Yeah. Sharing insights, sharing emotions, venting, coming up with ideas, creative ideas, all of that is going to help. It's going to help. Lean on your friends. Lean on your friends, your meaningful friendships, or lean on a trusted person that you can talk to. Okay. An advisor, a financial advisor, somebody like that, it definitely can help. All right. That kind of ties into, because I have a financial advisor. So I was like, oh, I can see how this could tie into my situation as well. But okay, water signs again. Yeah, leave me a pocket full of money or a comment, either or. All right, and yeah, we're gonna get into the closing remarks. Okay, y'all. So I'm really really happy for this Leo new moon, this Leo season. It's time for us to shine bright. It's time for us to claim our rightful place on the throne, right? And be confident and be bold in what we're doing, what we're calling into our lives. No one said the road will be easy, okay? But in this, Spirit is still supporting us in the decisions that we're making to elevate and better our lives, okay? So the thing is, are you willing to take the leap? Are you willing to step into this newness and tend to yourself? It doesn't have to be hard all the time. Just tending to yourself, taking it easy. It's not a race. It's a lifelong journey, but you do need to. The now, again, is the portal to shift through timelines. How are you going to set yourself up for the future? How are you going to set up your lineage for the future? Yes, you doing this for self, but in doing the things that you need to do for self, it helps your lineage. It helps your bloodline. So ultimately, it's bigger than you. So knowing that the work on self is so important. It's so necessary. And yeah, I hope that y'all enjoyed. If you want to get onto the community candle by donating, I did talk about that earlier on the live, so make sure you check that out. And yeah, I hope that y'all have a great Leo new moon, a wonderful week. I'll catch y'all all soon for the Pisces super blue moon. That's gonna be fun. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all next time. See ya. Much love.